Hey, welcome back. Good morning. You are watching Do I Need a Lawyer on Atlanta's CW Network, and I thank you for joining us. Look, if you have a question that you would like for me to answer, if you'd like to speak with me, just give us a call, 770-934-8000. My email is gary@garymartinhayes.com. There is no obligation, and I enjoy talking to people about their legal claims and helping them. So give me a call. I'd be happy to speak with you. Now I'd like to talk about a case I'm handling involving a defendant that should not have been behind the wheel. My client and his wife were at a stop sign waiting for traffic to clear so they could turn left. The defendant was an 82-year-old female in a large Grand Marquis. As she was approaching my client's car from behind, she mistakenly hit the gas pedal instead of the brakes. She violently rammed into the rear of my client's small Toyota, causing extensive damage not only to the car but to my clients. When the police arrived at the scene, the defendant driver was very disoriented. She had no idea what happened, where she was, or where she intended to go. Bottom line, she never should have been behind the wheel. Not only did she put her life in jeopardy by driving, she also put innocent victims at risk when she drove. And I know this is a tough issue, but it's one that should be answered, one that should be addressed. And just how big is this problem? Well, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, in 2008, there were more than 5,500 older adults killed and more than 183,000 injured in motor vehicle crashes. This equals 15 older adults killed each day and almost 500 injured per day. In 2012, there were 5,560 people aged 65 and older killed and 214,000 people injured. Well, with the population in the United States getting older and older, these numbers may only increase if efforts are not made to keep older adults and everybody else safe on the road. Well, when should a senior driver no longer be allowed to drive a car? As we age, obviously our motor skills, vision, and response times, they're going to deteriorate. We simply cannot respond or react as quickly as we could when we were younger. And many people agonize over the decision as to when to take away the keys from mom or dad. Let me give you some signs, some things that you should consider to decide whether or not it's time for you or your parents to hang up the keys. Warning signs. Does he or she drive too fast or too slow on the highway, especially in relation to other traffic on the road? Do they rely on other people in the car to determine distance between vehicles when they're trying to park or they're turning? Do they get lost in the road, even in familiar areas? Do they slowly drift out of their lanes of travel, either across the center line or onto the edge of the road? Do they forget to turn on their headlights at dusk or their wiper blades or headlights when it's raining? Do they ignore, disobey, or fail to notice traffic signals or street signs? Do they have difficulty seeing at night, especially when they're oncoming headlights? Do they have difficulty seeing pedestrians, bicyclists, or motorcycles on the highway? Do they fail to yield to others that may have the right-of-way? Look, these are all factors to consider when trying to decide whether or not it's best to keep them from driving. At a minimum, you can at least try to reduce the times when they are driving. Have them stop driving at night. Drive only in familiar areas. Avoid interstates and areas that can get congested. Avoid rush hour traffic and never have them drive alone. Another thing you can do is to rely upon a medical doctor to evaluate whether or not they feel an elderly person is capable of safely operating a vehicle. And ask yourself or ask them, when was the last time they had a complete physical, including having their eyesight and their hearing checked? Have they been diagnosed with any kind of medical condition which should prevent them from driving? Are they on any medication or medications that could make them drowsy, less responsive, or the combination of the drugs? Could that inhibit their ability to drive safely? If you have more questions about this, I encourage you, check out the National Traffic Highway Safety's website. It is packed with all kinds of helpful information that can help older drivers. Now, I know this is a lot of information. If you or someone you know has been injured because of the negligence of an elderly driver or simply someone that should not have been on the road driving, the easiest thing that you can do is pick up the phone and give us a call. 770-934-8000. My email address is gary@garymartinhayes.com. And thanks to all of our viewers who have sent me emails and called and say you enjoy the Do I Need a Lawyer TV show. I enjoy bringing it to you, and it's brought to you by the law offices of Gary Martin Hayes and Associates. We have helped over 33,000 victims and their families since 1993 right here in Georgia. It's my home, it's where I live, where my family goes to church, my kids go to school, and I care about our community, and I care about you. I would be more than happy to talk to you about your claim. Having represented insurance companies in the past, I can assure you it is never a good idea for you or anyone to try and take on the insurance company and their lawyers by yourself. So give us a call, 770-934-8000. Do I Need a Lawyer? We'll be right back.